Hey, welcome back to another episode of God Concept Podcast, where I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. Just chilling on a nice sunny day in a random ass location, like I do. Hold on, let me switch up the angle a little bit. Yeah, yeah, man, chilling out. How y'all doing now? Hope y'all doing well out there. Oh, no, we ain't gonna do that. I gotta hear the sounds around me. Yeah, man, you don't know what I had to go through to make this episode, man. I had to sift through a little bit of goose shit that was over here, you know. About to set up my sounds. What the fuck just happened there? I'm about to set up my sounds. Motherfucking camera just came on out of nowhere. That shit was weird. But yeah, I'm about to set up my sounds, man. This episode is going to be, first of all, shout out to Donald Trump, man. My name is Mr. Pagan. This is God Concept Podcast. And shout out to Donald Trump, man. He blew up a motherfucking drug boat. I mean, in the midst of that motherfucker flying through the ocean to deliver drugs to the United States, Donald Trump dropped a bomb on their ass. I know they ain't see that shit coming. It was just flying through the air. Trump dropped a bomb on that ass. It's crazy, man. Gun control, drug control, um, shit, this demonic control pit. I mean, it's like, okay, we live in multiple realms at one time. I say this a lot on my podcast because we do live in multiple realms at one time, right? The thing is, while we live in these multiple realms, it's like you're stuck in the physical. Most don't even worry about the shaitan, the jinns that's out here, right? And I'm calling that, we call them evil spirits or demonic thoughts, or, you know what I mean? I like to say the negative thoughts a lot. But those negative thoughts that you have emanate from different evil entities passing in through your body. You know what I mean? That sometimes they exist there for a long time without us knowing, to the point where it's almost like that entity is your best friend. You know what I mean? That entity, that evil demonic entity that's talking to you that makes you fuck somebody's life up, even somebody that you love, been living with you for a long time, and you allow that to breed in your life. A lot of us allow that entity to breed into our life for a long time without us even realizing it or even giving a fuck. We play into it. We all susceptible to it. I mean, I'm not perfect by any means. And that's by any means, in a thought, nobody's perfect, but we all striving to do better. You know what I mean? I'm striving to do better. I'm striving to for a lot of things. Many of you know that, but it's like while we sitting up here worrying about, a lot of our country is worrying about gun control, you know, with Biden and everything. Biden was touting gun control, Democrats touting gun control and things like this. But Trump is more so leaning on gun control because really the only ones that's going to abide by any gun control laws that you put out there, right? Is law-abiding citizens, right? Law-abiding citizens are the only ones that really give a fuck about your gun laws and what you care about. You know what I mean? Who's carrying, right? The criminals, they don't care about the law. They're gonna have their guns anyway. They're gonna have their guns. They gonna do what they want with their guns, right? They're gonna do the things that they're told in their mind to do with their guns, right? The thing is, no harm from these weapons can come to you if you really have faith and follow your path and try to stay away from the negative things, the negative influences in your environment, right? If it's not your time, it's not your time. Whether you get shot, whether you get stabbed, whether you blow up, this, that. If it's not your time, why the fuck does this keep happening? Keep happening. My fucking think it's this camera button. It's fucking weird. But yeah, if it's not your time, it's not your time. It's not gonna happen, period. You know what I mean? And it's like, Like, okay, even this, right? Me trying to make this podcast. Before this podcast, I took a few pictures or whatever, right? This remote thing never works properly, right? But now I'm trying to make this podcast, right? And now the remote thing keep making the camera switch to the regular camera instead of and switching it off of Riverside, right? Right? And what I'm discovering is, well, I've been new, but what I is knowledge that I lost or knowledge that I've forgotten, right? We all forget things. I know more. I've forgotten more than I know right now at this moment, right? It's that type of scenario, right? There could be a gym in this fucking remote, right? Pushing the fucking button thing to make it keep jumping to the regular camera and taking it off of Riverside so I could continue my podcast, right? It could be a gym that's doing that right now. And a lot of the things that I've been going through in life, I'm realizing that it's because of the shaitan. Whenever I exude natural talent, whenever I exude natural talent or try to work on my craft, right? Or get to whatever goal, right? Or achievement that I'm reaching for, right? It's always a pushback from something, from my environment, from bills, from this, from that, from me losing a job, from me losing a loved one or a wife or this or that. And it's like, why the fuck does this keep happening? Right? They say the most powerful ones of us, right? The ones of us who possess the souls of the most powerful souls, right? Will face the most scrutiny, the most the hardest trials, right? Now, trials are predicated upon our birth date, when we came to this earth, when when our mother and father conceived us, and even the thought of them conceiving us, what can we really say is merely their thought? It was merely just them two coincidentally getting together and having this child, you, i.e., you, me, right? It's like that's not really up to them. That's up to the creator. Because two people could get together and screw for years and not have children. I've done it. I've gotten together and screwed for years, unprotected sex, right? And haven't had children. But when it was time to have children, it happened. Whether it was forced on my part or whatever happened, I don't know. But it was like, it's like it happened. Maybe it was time for me to have children at that specific moment. Maybe it was supposed to be with this person or not. We don't know. But when things are meant to happen, they're meant to happen. It's nothing by coincidence. Yeah, we get in the way with our own ignorance. We get in the way of God's plan. And what I'm realizing is something that I've been new, right? God is both good and evil, right? I mean, not God, the creator is both good and evil. The creator created both, right? We have good and evil within us. We're very capable of doing either or. You know what I mean? Gravitating towards doing good, gravitating towards doing our fellow people harm, or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, ultimately, it's something in your mind that's that's talking to you. It's saying like, hey, you know, is this what we're gonna do right now? Is you know what I mean? Are we doing good or are we doing bad? Let me turn this off. It was my fault. I should have had everything set up before the podcast, but I didn't. Mm. I just paused it, skipped it twice on some stupid shit. All right, fuck the speaker. Maybe that was the gin moving through me to do that, to make a mistake, because we all do. Once again, either way, the message is going to get out there. You know what I mean? My message is going to get out there because I feel as if this is what I'm supposed to do. And then in relaying these messages on this podcast, on God Concept Podcast, I'm relaying this to future. You know what I mean? To the future generations. You know what I mean? To people who's going through the same shit. Because there's somebody learning from this. There's some learning taking place right now. Even if the learning is just for me to know in my in my future sense, right? In my future tense, because I do have a future, right? Energy is never destroyed, right? So you're not really gonna die. This vessel will die, right? One day we all gonna die and figure all this shit out, right? All will be revealed to us, right? When I when our passing day. But until then, we're here trying to figure this thing out. You know what I mean? Whether you're trying to figure out your thing, whether you dilly dallying trying to figure out somebody else's thing, whatever that is, trying to figure the fuck out. You know? What's that? There we go. You hear that? That's my shit. That's what I was trying to get to. I was trying to play some God concept on my podcast. There we go. But it's good that I didn't have the music playing because it was a good, I had a good, like 20-minute fucking spill before I got the music playing. Then I tried to get the speaker on and it fucked everything up. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a lot, man. You fighting a physical battle. You fighting this spiritual battle that's going on. You fighting this mental battle that's going on. If you don't pay attention, this shit could drive you crazy. This shit could drive you crazy, man. No, yeah. What's that? That's me. Mm. I'm gonna make boss moves. That's all I've been doing is making boss moves out here, man. Whether 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 whatever shaitan is out here pushing back against my full progress, it, it really don't matter because I'm gonna still make forward strides. You know, I I, I feel on man on so many different levels of life, in so many different avenues, in so many different ways. I've been pushing back. You know, what I mean, against evils that have been trying to push against me. Evils that I've been in the midst of for a long time, man. All of our, we like to look at it like all of us, we like ain't shit different. I'm going through something, they going through something. Da, da, da. But all of our situations are very different. All of our situations are very fucking different. It's like it's never the same. You know what I mean? We may look at it and situations may seem similar in many ways, but it's never the same. You know what I mean? You may look at a person and not really understand their circumstance or what they're going through and judge them and shit like that. This is what you're not supposed to do. You're just supposed to observe. Don't judge because people go through many things for many different reasons. And those reasons, a lot of times you won't even understand because you're looking at them on more of a physical level. Some problems that some people face are spiritual problems that you can't get past. That that's impossible to just put behind you until you rectified it within yourself. With until you rectify certain things within you to that journey is complete. Your time here is not done. See what I'm saying? You still here, you still moving around, you still yeah. I know I bounce all over the place in my podcast. I talked about Trump, I talked about gun control a little bit, I talked about spirituality, right? And jinns and shaitan and things and how it moves and works through people and things, right? It can work through things and people in many different ways, right? But it's your trial. It's your trial ultimately. You know, it's your trial. It's the things that you know uh, you can handle um, if you prepare to handle, and if you maneuver through life, if you maneuver through life in a very strategic manner. Shit is really like a chess game out here. Just living. You know, just imagine you are your own chess piece, right? You're one chess piece, right? If you had a team, you'll have multiple pieces on the board. You could assign a queen, a bishop, this, that. But you are a chess piece. Somebody's looking at you as a certain piece, right? But what piece do you fashion yourself to be? What piece do you see yourself being? What piece are you on the chessboard? What space are you on the chessboard? You know, are you holding down the back? You know what I mean? You holding down the wall, you holding the line, or are you in the front? Are you one of the pawns and shit like that? I had this fucking cough for a while now. Just getting over it. I hope ain't no fucking fire ants on me because they on that plat over there that I had. Them some big ass ants. They look like they'll bite your butt. I don't feel like getting my ass bit. Yeah, man. But man, that's what it's about. We weren't about gun control and everything, and to be honest with you, guns were used in this country for a long time to oppress people and to set people free. So it's all about the tool. It's all about the person who hand this in and what they're going to use it for. Prime example, you go through all my channels and everything. Oh yeah, and if you see any Deadpool on my channel, I meant to bust this Deadpool joint out because it's like an homage to all my old videos and shit, right? I always did vape reviews and things like that, and even gun reviews with like a Deadpool dial on there. All my Deadpool dials are gone. I had a bunch of Fun Pop Deadpool, all of them gone. You know, a friend of mine, you know, uh, would tell me that it's all just stuff. You know what I mean? All these things are just stuff that you accumulate. And, you know, it was good advice. You know, I understand it. But man, it's like, and it's like when you get things in order and have you know things going the way it's supposed to go, right? For you, for your children, for whomever it is in your life, and that's just all washed away and set aside, and then by you know what I mean? It's like mm. Anyway, you know, I did plenty of reviews. I started to go off on a tangent, but yeah, I did plenty of reviews on guns and things like that, and it's not about because me personally, I had plenty guns, and you know, I've been through a lot of shit. I had plenty reason to go out use a firearm on somebody's ass, right? I never did it unless my life was in imminent danger or something like that. I never had to use my firearm on anybody in that manner. I had to brandish my firearm to let the person know I would use my firearm on their ass if they continued their behavior of impeding on my freedoms and on my safety and this life. You know what I mean? Like that's the only reason I would ever uphold on a motherfucker. It's like when you really trying to like, you know what I mean? You trying to take my shit, you trying to hurt me, trying to hurt my loved ones. Other than that, I'm not just out here robbing motherfuckers. Even when I was in the tightest of positions, right? And I've been down low, right? I've been down low, right? I've been homeless. I've been behind on rent. I've been behind on bills. I've been behind on a lot of shit. But I never decided to go out and just say, give me that shit. You see what I'm saying? I never was the type to just say, hey, I'm taking your shit now. You know what I mean? I never was that type of person. I had plenty of guns. You know what I mean? What I would do is I would offer services. I would fix somebody things, do this, do that. Perhaps want to sell some of my own property that I feel like I don't need anymore, that, a high value item that I could get some money for, whatever, shit like that. You know what I mean? Because there's always a way out of your situation. Anytime karma is very real, man. Whenever you out here robbing, stealing, killing, that shit comes back to you. You know what I mean? Even if it don't hit you, it affects someone close to you. And I don't want to affect, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I know the type of effect that type of thing has on people. You know what I mean? And it has a ripple effect. You know what I mean? Through generations, through different people. You never know how it's going to affect somebody and how their mind is going to process whatever somebody's going through, whatever grief they're going through. Right? I don't want to be the catalyst for any grief that somebody's experiencing. Right? I don't want to be the cause of any grief that somebody's experienced, and I don't want to be affected by somebody's situation that could cause me grief. I don't want grief. I just want happiness. I just want peace. I just want to move forward. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing. You know, that's what I'm going to continue to do. Is just move forward. And just make forward strides in life. Not just for me, but for my children. Because it's not just me. I just felt a bite or some shit. I hope that wasn't one of them big ass ants, because them Jones is out here, bro. Mm. Yeah, man. Making them forward strides, man. So it's not, we can look at gun control, we can look at drugs, and I'm gonna tell you why drugs is a big thing, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a big thing, a big thing that Donald Trump stopped the drugs from getting in here, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. I've been doing a lot of research and I've been putting a lot of paperwork in, man. And I got a lot of motherfucking people watching me right now, this and that, monitoring me and observing me in a way, right? And even trying to nudge me in different situations. Some people are good, some of them good, some of them, some of them I'm area of or wary of. But you gotta know when people are placed in your atmosphere. But it's okay, you know what I mean? Because you deal with that accordingly. Some people can't deal with this when they act erratically, right? No. No, don't act erratically. Don't do this because this gives them more ammunition to paint you as an insane person, right? When you notice control, adapt to it. Sometimes you gotta push against it. Sometimes you gotta go with it, go with the flow, da da da, and troop. But all right, where was I going? Damn, I had something powerful in my mind. I had something powerful to say, but man, it's a deep, intricate thing that we dealing with here, man. I notice it. I just hope y'all. Oh, I was looking into the CIA, right? Donald Trump and his drug thing and why he bombed that and why it was a good thing he bombed that drug thing. Because the MK Ultra, the mind control shit, they put it in the drugs. This is why they're in your system before you even know it. I mean, they automatically, when you're a child, when you're a baby, they take the baby away for a while, they could put certain shit in the formulas and the medicine and this and that. That's why it's good to trust, to lean on natural remedies as much as you can, right? Some of us need prescription medicine. That's my shit. Going towards light. It's not about money, this a holy fight. Feeling confused with the road that you do me right. That time you just gotta fight a different fight. Soon you understand some circumstances just ain't right. Praying to the most high, stopping things in the night. Grinding on these late nights, looking on the fuck up, I'm bad. Uh-oh. Yeah, they attacking. They all on my bag and shit. They all over. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just switching positions. The show must go on. Yeah, that shit light. I be on the go with this shit, man. I don't stop. But yeah, that's what it is. That MK Ultra shit, right? They had these people pushing that shit, man. They have a lot of these people pushing that shit. A lot of the people that's pushing that shit know they pushing that shit. They bring that shit here. They put that shit basically the same thing as in all of it, right? Cocaine, heroin, this, that. It's just different levels and different cuts and different, you know what I mean? But the essence of the drug is the same. So anytime you induce yourself with any type of drug, something, they could be spiking that. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people got they gripes against dispensary weed, right? You want to speak down about dispensary weed, but for a long fucking time, your weed man been spraying raid and shit in your regular weed. And the weed that he serves, your Jamaican weed men and whomever, they always got some little tricks and things that they do to they fucking weed. So it's more potent or more strong and keeps them coming back, right? It's the same shit. It's the same shit that they all been doing. That's where they get it from, right? Everything has been a trick with these drugs, with the images, with the shit, with the anything that you consuming. It's the same with anything you consuming. The music, right? The literature, the drugs, the smoke, the fucking the lotions, the cosmetic shit. Um, you fucking name it. The movies you watch, you know what I mean? The things that's on your mind, the nuts shit you go through in life with people that's running around just doing they living a nut ass fucking life. I did some shit in my life. I'm no fucking angel, right? I don't know. I'm gonna take that back. Cause I may be an angel, I may be a demon, I may be a lot of fucking things. So I don't even know. Because this soul that's emanating in me, I know one thing. I know the story I possess. You know, I mean, I take that back too. Because he who knows that he know nothing knows a lot, right? I know I said this shit wrong. It's commercial time. I know I said that shit wrong a little bit, but you know what I meant by that shit, man. You know, shit, I don't really know much of anything, but I know enough to realize the things that in life that are important, the things that are real, and the things that, most importantly, the things that you can't see that are real, that you can't see that are happening around you at every fucking moment. Those things are very real. You're so sexy. I like what I see. Girl, you please me. Would you come wind up on me, girl, on me, girl, put it right on me, yeah, yeah, tonight. It's my shit. Oh, lady, take my hand. Oh, I be fucking up. But yeah, man, it's a lot of things in this world that you can't even see that's going on that's very relevant to your situation, to my situation, to the world situation, to the way that the government is ran. You know what I mean? I watched a podcast last night. I watched it like twice because it was so fucking good. But these two gentlemen were having a discussion, and our government work with demonic entities. Our government works with angels and demons and things that you can't see. You know what I mean? Things that they would portray as aliens and all these, but it's a very spiritual reason for a lot of things. You know, aliens are outside. Aliens are things that come in from outside, right? But what about the things that were here? right? What about things that were here already that are not alien to here that we still can't understand or see? Those are the things. Those are the things that affect a lot of our minds. Those are the things that affect a lot of our society, a lot of our populations without us even realizing it because we can't see it. We can't feel it. So it's unfathomable. You don't even think about it. It's as if it's not even there. And what they say in the Bible? The greatest trick that the devil ever pulled, right, was convincing you that he wasn't real. We got to remember when we talking about angels, not all angels are good, right? You got good and evil angels, right? You got good and evil demons, right? And I don't want to say anything wrong here, but you got good and evil demons. You got good and evil people. You got good, you got good and evil spiritual beings that's vessel, right? I.e., me, you, whomever, right? Good people, right? Or good and evil people, I should say. Who's living in a vessel, a soul. Like I said in previous episodes, man, you really don't know who you are. You got to understand who you are spiritually, man. You know, a lot of people like to say they're keeping it real and this and that. If you're not being genuine or authentic to your character, your personality, who you are in this life, and be genuine and true to that, then you're not really who you are. You're not really being authentic. You know, the way I'm thinking now and the way I'm moving is according to the way my soul wants to move, according to my own theocracy. I'm not even moving like, you know what I mean? I'm moving the way I want to move. At times, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times I get in my soul's way, right? That's crazy for me to say, right? My flesh get in my soul's way. Some things I want to say things, or my something tell me to say something and I don't. And I look at it like this: if it's not something negative, then it can be said, right? Or if it's joke, even if it's derogatory in many different ways, we all adults, so it can be said. As long as you're not stepping on nobody's toe, you're not crossing no bounds, you're not hurting nobody, it can be said. But it's like sometimes I see opportunity to say things that will probably advance me in other areas of my life, far as i.e. developing relationships with certain people. But I look at it like I would be taking advantage if I could say a certain thing in a certain way and just have this person like this. You know what I mean? It's like, what is that? You know what I mean? I don't want to cast spells on people. But at the same time, this world is cast, it's nothing but spells, right? So it's like, what the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What life are we really living? Right? Are we really this? Or are we really this? It's like you have a duality, right? Life is a duality, right? Even as life being a masquerade, it's a duality, right? You being physically here and you understanding that this vessel is just this vessel. You being something different, spiritually different than what this vessel is, right? And it emanates outwardly who this is inside this vessel, right? It emanates outwardly. Not only do it emanate outwardly, it adds up. When you calculate who a person is spiritually, right? When you calculate who a person is spiritually, far as like their birthday, far as when they were born and shit like that, and you break it down on that level, you understand who they are spiritually too. Yeah, man. It's a very deep, it's a very deep, complex life that we live, man. It's a very deep, complex life that we live. The longer you live, if you're not understanding these things, then you're wasting your life. The longer you live, if you're not understanding these things and diving into this type of science, you're wasting your life. If you're not diving into this type of science, if you're not teaching this type of science, if you're not trying to teach your children of this type of knowledge, if you're not trying to pass on the knowledge of your life and the legacy of of all of this, if you learn any of this, You have to pass it on. You can't sit up there and hold it to yourself, or like you got some old heads, right? And don't get me wrong, I respect them, you know what I mean? But some of them, when they're respectable. But it's like, man, it's like if they haven't learned, if they gotten to the point that they are in life, right? The age that they are in life, right? Maybe I don't know their story. I don't know what they've been through. I don't know their mental state, right? But at the same time, you have to come to certain realizations as a man, as a woman, as whomever about life, right? Even animals have common sense to come to certain realizations about life. You understand that there's more to it than meets the eye. There's more to life than meets the eye. There's more to life than meets the eye every time. So you have to understand that. People that's older and don't understand that is doomed. And if you're younger, right? If you're a younger person, the sooner you learn that, the sooner you learn that, right? There's more to life than meets the eye, the better your life will be. The better your life will be, the better future you'll have, because then you can navigate your life in a different manner, right? When you learn that there's more to life than meets the eye, you can navigate your life in a manner that actually means something, right? Than just just living your life frivolously, whimsically, just you know what I mean, throwing caution in the wind and all this type of. I mean, at times, yeah, it's fun to do that, but as you get older and you understand the meaning and you understand your journey, you understand what you have to face, the battles that you have ahead of you. It's like, man, for younger ones, you got to really look at your parents and the shit that they had to go through just to be able to raise you, just to be able to, secure, a home, right? Just to be able to pay a bill and make sure that there's food on the table and, you know what I mean? That you're eating every day and that you're getting up for school and shit like that. One second. Yes, sir. Have a good one, man. Yeah, to just be able to provide, you know what I mean? To gotta be thankful for that. To be a young person and understand that. Because a lot of our young people are ungrateful, man. It's like you gotta be grateful for your parent even trying to be around and be a parent in your life. Cause something could have took them off course, right? And you could be in a fucking homeless shelter, this or that, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Just be appreciative of what you got and understand that there was something working against that parent that you had. There's something working against that parent. There's a lot of evils out here that work against us. You know, fight back. So all you can really do is fight back. Oh shit, wake and bake plan. Yep. And yeah, man. Fucking battery dying now. So yeah, man. Power corrupts. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's been my episode of God Concept Podcast. I just wanted to do a quick episode. I'm on my break for real, for I'm at work. I had me something to eat. From around the corner, the shit was delicious. Um, threw that down. I'm just doing my thing, chilling. And yeah, end of this podcast. I appreciate you. Enjoy the content. Please support the literature, support the book. Go listen to some music, and thank you for tuning in to God Concept Podcast. Peace. I love this song.